Or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or dark glasses?
It's fine. So like we were talking about your book. When did you get the idea to like start writing the book? What inspired you on start writing it?
Actually, I was planning, for writing a certain book before, but that immediately after Connie died, I was so desperate, I just become absolutely devastated, and I had lost all my senses. So not only that, my first book or video recording I started when she was in the hospital, and I was watching her every single minute of her breathing and her death and her how she was struggling, how the doctors, they basically the thing. So I was there for 10 hours, and uh, and I saw her dying, and I saw that position which nobody in this world can see what I saw. And the moment, they told me that she is going, and I tried my level best, and I was started crying, and luckily, 9 o'clock they declared her dead, and something changed, and I was begging those nurses to save her, and they immediately came, and they put some medicine, morphine, and the other girl puts thing, and she immediately become alive. And then around 11 o'clock, one of my friend came. My brother called him, and then he told him that Connie has gone. But whereas when he showed up at 11 o'clock, I was surprised, how he entered. So he told me, Mr. Pradeep, I'm sorry. I said, no, Connie is alive. And he said, oh my God, it's a malpractice, and I'm going to take care of that. Then later on, I was sitting there, and then he told me that I'm going to go my wife. And at 12:55, I went to the bathroom, and because I was holding my bladder for 10 hours. So when I came back from there, I was over there. My brother's lady, she told me, Uncle, nothing will happen to you and to your wife. So when the moment I came, this lady who was there, she was calling me, Pradeep, Pradeep ji, Pradeep, Mr. Berry, come inside, come inside. And Connie is going. And that was the time Connie was going, and she died, immediately. And then later on, I saw every single thing. And then when the cremation was done, I got the full video made. And immediately after that, when I saw that, I decided that I'm going to write a book in about her. And that immediately, I, I would say she died on 28th of February. And immediately after 10 days, 12 days, 15 days, I got the idea. And I started writing right away. And the main thing I started was sometime in May 17th. And I started writing on my mobile phone, and that's the time I started writing and writing and writing, and simply on my mobile phone. I was in India, and then I started writing from mobile, and my then I kept on transferring that from my data to the computer, then again to the computer, then the big computer, then I came to the USA. So during that times, from 17th May until August 19th, I was struggling and doing the research. I did not do anything. Then even if I was in the plane, even if I was sitting in the business class, in Abu Dhabi, my mind was only on the book. And then again I went back. I was finishing it. The last time when in 2016 I came back, the book was ready, and then finally I submitted on August 19th, 2016. And then later on, this Authorhouse, they told me there are so many issues, you have to take it out. Then again I have to revise, and then I have to revise again. Then finally I submitted this book on November 6th, 2016. Then again they told me you have to change it. So constantly I kept on working until today, till last 15 days. This book has been, I was approved, and they called me, and I worked very hard, and it was Author House, and I talked to Diana, I talked to the Royal Kent. There many people I was calling back and forth in the night to Philippines. And then now this book has been edited and again edited, and now it is in publication. And now today is June. And I told them that I want this book to be before I go to India. And so they promised me. So right now, while I'm talking to you, I think in the next 10 days, this book will be in the market, on Amazon.com, and also on Authorhouse.com, and also on Barnes and Nobles. And at the same time, they have already given me the price that the cover copy will be like $22, 21, $22, and the hardcover will be $28. And then they said e-books will be $3.99. I said no, my wife was not a charity case. I want to increase the price. They said the maximum we can give the price, $7.99, and that too because we have to evaluate it, because your book has been approved. Somebody saw a New York Times. Do you want to pay extra money for publicity with the New York Times? I told them no. I have given the package. So they said, well, I can assure you that this book not only will go into the New York Times magazine, but rather they called me and they told me that you may have to give an interview on the TV. You may have to come. So I am sure if I have done some good karmas, and I'm pretty sure this book, when it is written by the full from core of your heart, this book will be my novelty, and this book, will be published. And already before I go, now I'm leaving for India on the 20th, and I think they have been so kind to me. They will send me 40 copies over there, and I'm not going to give this thing to like a charity. I have worked very much. I want to give that proceeds, over there, the profit. I may give it to some charity function. So this is the book I have written, and I think I can write another book right inside. And right now, before writing, I can tell you, I request my people to read my articles. They should listen to my lectures on the YouTube, although they are not in the same segment where I have put it. But I am going to put more intellectual thing about my career, what I did exactly, and what Connie did, and that accomplishment on the thing. And I will, by this, I will request my YouTube people, Facebook people, to listen carefully what I'm saying. It will be a class of Harvard. It will be a class of Yale. It will be a class of Kellogg. It will be a class of Michigan. It will be a class of elite universities where in my opinion, they will not be able to get this 42 years of experience, what I'm going to tell them about crisis management, about merger, about cash flow deals, about the collateral, about the interaction companies, about how the companies, they lend, what is pure lending, what is liquidation, at what time you save this thing, because this is exactly what I have been doing it. I came to this country with $7 only. I did not even have money even to buy a new tie. And something, Connie must have seen me, because I met her only one time. She came to the Indian restaurant right across Second City, and I am very grateful to her friend Brittany. She was the one who was sitting alone one night. It was snowing, and she started talking to me, and she must have told Connie that there is some man. I think you must marry him or something. I don't know. I'm just presuming, but it happened. She came second time, and right away she looked at me and she asked me one question, and she said, nobody works free in this country. And I said, you are right. So she saw something and she told me that you come over and I will type your resume. And I got the resume and I got the job, and immediately after 2 days, 3 days, we got married.
Okay.
And that was my life. And that is why Connie is the most important person in my life, and I will never be able to forget from her heart and core. This book is a very powerful book. This is a book which should be converted into a movie, so that people should know how love is that. These days, the divorce rates, children, every single thing, they are basically is a thing. We are going through a dark age, and I think the darkness starts, from this thing. So if we start loving each other, that is my book, my
Okay.
Connie.
Okay. So what's your name of your book again?
The name of the book is My Connie.
And where can we get it again?
You can get it on Amazon. .com, and you can get it on Authorhouse.
Okay.
Authorhouse, AUTH, authorhouse.com,
All right.
and also on Barnes and Nobles,
Okay.
and then also on the internet on the ebooks.
Okay.
It's a very powerful book, and I'm sure I will be able to sell millions and millions copies all over the world. And someday will come when somebody will make a movie out of that.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
No, but one question you did not ask me, very important, and that question is, maybe you should ask, or maybe I should ask you what I want to tell about it.
Mhm.
That every minute, right now I'm thinking of going to flying, but something is holding me up, because this book is more important to me than, because India, though I can go anytime, and I think even if I'm in India, my mind will be on the Connie, my mind will be on the house, my mind will be on the cremation, where her, and I went there today, and I tell you, I went there and I prayed there, and I watched the thing, and we are going back again tomorrow, Saturday also, and because that is the only two things I have my hope, that I can live alone in United States of America. I have lot of friends, lot of people, but that is just a artificial way of my helping. At the end of the day, in the night and morning, I have nothing but to think about Connie. And that is why if people should see my Facebook, there's nothing but on see every single thing about my daily life with Connie. And I put a date, today is this date. So that world can remember that what I have been going. I am not a king. I'm not Shah Jahan who made a Taj Mahal. But for this book, I would say I am Shah Jahan, because I did not make a Taj Mahal. I made my book, it's called My Connie. My Connie means she was mine.
Okay.
She belonged to me.
Mhm.
And that's what it was, you see. And right now, I don't think about anybody else. I have no relation whatsoever with their own siblings, because they never came. And I have totally cut down everybody.
Okay.
I took an oath, that anybody who never came to see my wife, constant, I'm not never going to be their friends. There is a chance that I might forgive them or forget them, but there's no way they will come in my life again.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Do you have any other question about my book?
Um.
Don't I want to see when you are taking my interview? Do you see that passion I have?
Yes, I do. From before interviews, it's very interesting hearing the story about you and your book and everything.
And
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
I really very grateful to you that you have been come all the way from New York to take me interview. It took you 2 days, and I've been talking about it. But my 2 days is nothing. I can spend two years on this book.
Okay.
And you have read the contents.
Yes.
You have read this thing.
Very
so what is
interesting.
what is your interesting?
It's very interesting, and like once you get to read it, like when you start reading it, like it's like you don't want to put it down.
Yes.
Yes.
And don't you think sometimes when you
It's
see
interesting.
not only that it is very passionate, powerful.
Yes.
That what two loves are.
Yes. How much love someone can have for somebody.
Yes, and some ladies have cried over this book.
Mhm.
They have really cried, physically cried at the airport, in the plane,
Uh
and I'm sure you cried too. I know that.
Yeah.
But you are not admitting that, and you cannot, because you are a reporter.
Mhm. Well, thank you again.
Okay, so I am very grateful to you for your interview.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank you and thank your whole staff, and I want to channel all the channels, and I am wishing you all the best, and I am very grateful to you and very humble that God has listened to my prayers, that I was able to make such a big book.
Okay.
Writing a book is not an easy job.
Uh-huh.
And this is the book which I will be, hopefully it will be one of the best sellers.
Okay. Thank you.
And